Poetry and Prose is sponsored by the National Endowment for the Arts.
Hello, I'm Robert Pinsky. I was the 9th consultant in poetry to the Library of Congress Poet Laureate, and I'm here in my house in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The theme of ingenuity, the other I word, improvisation, is very important to me. When I was a very poor student in junior high school and high school, music sort of kept me going, kept me alive. And I still love performing with my friends, jazz musicians like Stan Strickland, Bobby Bradford, especially Lawrence Hobgood. And jazz, many people agree, is the best representative of American ingenuity. And of course, the improvisation is deeply tied up to the horror. We wouldn't have jazz if people had not been kidnapped and taken to a foreign hemisphere. The instruments are partly invented. Many great, or especially early blues musicians, reinvented the actual stringing and tuning of a guitar and the way it was played. And young kids at conservatories and at Berklee School of Music study what the ingenuity of those first musicians came up with. My poem, Instrument, I try my best to include the beauty and the violence of human ingenuity from the beginning in our earliest myths. And as the old saying goes, if you kiss the cat, you kiss the fleas. The instrument of art, of science, they're beautiful. And the same ingenuity has given us means of torture and mass destruction. Instrument. It was a little newborn God that made the first instrument. Sweet vibration of mind enclosed in its orbit. He scooped out a turtle's shell and strung it with a rabbit's guts. Oh, what a stroke to invent music from an empty case strung with bloody filaments. The wiry rabbit flesh plucked and strummed, pulled taut across the gutted music from an empty shell and the insides of a rabbit. Sweet conception, sweet instrument of mind. Mind itself a capable vibration, thrumming from here to there in the cloven brain flesh, contained in its helmet of bone. Like an electronic box full of channels and filaments bundled inside a case. A little musical robot, dreamed up by the mind, embedded in the brain, with its blood-warm channels and its humming network of neurons engendering the newborn baby God. As clever and as violent as his own instrument, of sweet, all-consuming imagination, held by its own vibration. Mind pulled taut in its bony shell, dreaming up heaven and hell.